Spiritual awakening is often portrayed as a purely positive transformation. But the truth is, it can be incredibly challenging and painful. Many gurus promise that negativity and problems are just illusions. They say, if we let go and focus only on the positive, we'll live in perfect peace and harmony with all our dreams fulfilled. But this perspective denies the complexities of spiritual growth. This process can leave us feeling alone, tested, and broken. The path of awakening involves working through repressed emotions, misinformation, and toxic patterns. So while the end goal is greater peace and fulfillment, getting there involves courageously facing pain and darkness. Understanding why and how these difficulties arise is key to being able to work through them skillfully. So today, let's focus on 8 key reasons a spiritual awakening can be difficult and explore how we can navigate through them more easily. The first challenging aspect is that we must face real truths. Awakening means seeing reality as it truly is, not as we wish or imagine it to be. This can mean realizing things we don't want to admit, like flaws in ourselves or loved ones. Spiritual awakening requires releasing the false narratives we've clung to for safety and security. The truth is less about finding ourselves and more about dropping all that is not us. This process can feel unsettling, even destabilizing, as we shed old layers of illusion that we think protect us. Deepak Chopra reminds us, awakening is not changing who you are, but discarding who you are not. With commitment to self-honesty and patience with the process, you can move through the death of the false self and into the birth of the true self. The old must be cleared away to make space for the new. What remains is a deeper knowing of your authentic presence and purpose in this world. The second pain point in awakening is that it can make us question our relationships. Going through a spiritual awakening can make it hard for us to connect with people who haven't had the same personal experience. We might feel like they just don't understand what we're going through, and this can put a strain on our relationships. When our soul grows up, we might not be the same person anymore. We may start to feel we have less in common with our friends and family. We start being drawn to others who possess spiritual energies similar to ours. Our spirits are searching for people whose energy matches our energy. Although it can be lonely, trust you will find the right people for you, so the loneliness will not continue. The third suffering in a spiritual awakening is like going through a breakup. We must release attachments to things that once gave us comfort and security. We must discard illusions, limiting beliefs, and old identities, even if they feel good. It may also involve ending relationships that no longer fit who we're becoming. We all grow at different paces. It's common on a spiritual journey to find we're at different levels. Letting go of the familiar is hard, but deep down, we know that just seeking more of the same will never satisfy us. Rumi reminds us, these pains you feel are messengers, listen to them. The fourth painful aspect of a spiritual awakening requires courageously facing yourself, your illusions, fears, and ego. This can be incredibly challenging and frightening. Deep conditioning and programming within us powerfully resist this. The ego does not want to give up its reign over us. We must confront who we've become or are pretending to be. This likely requires releasing attachments, friendships, ideologies, home, beliefs, and more. Anything unauthentic must be shed to make room for enlightened perspectives and beliefs. While difficult, facing ourselves fully is the only path forward. With courage, we can awaken to greater authenticity, which requires letting go of who we were to become who we are. Spiritual awakening can often leave us feeling lonely and stranded, which is the fifth painful aspect of awakening. This requires leaving behind comforting lies and following what is authentic. We may relate to new people and ways of living, and existing relationships may even end. Although the journey may seem solitary, we are not alone. Many before have walked this same road from darkness into light. Sadhguru encourages us, for those who are on the spiritual path, being alone, keeping a distance from people, and becoming silent are not issues, these are opportunities. With courage, you can transform loneliness into aloneness and experience life's authentic beauty. In shedding illusions, you clear space for genuine connection and purpose. The sixth painful aspect of spiritual awakening is that it brings empathy and pain. A major part of awakening is becoming aware of the pain and suffering around us. As our empathy expands, we feel others' struggles more deeply. Eric Zorn tells us, empathy is the greatest virtue. From it, all virtues flow. Without it, all virtues are an act. As our awareness heightens, we participate more fully in the unfolding world. This naturally increases sensitivity and compassion. We feel part of a greater whole. Developing greater empathy can be difficult, but it also creates a sense of unity. When we let go of false divisions, we discover our deep connections to all life. This makes acts of love and service feel natural and important. The seventh aspect of spiritual awakening can be terrifying at times. Awakening is a destructive process as we tear away illusions and face truths. Carl Jung put it this way, "There is no coming to consciousness without pain. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, in order to avoid facing their own souls." One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. The process of becoming conscious inevitably involves discomfort. Awakening dismantles our previous reality, but this destruction clears space for authenticity to emerge. Flow with change rather than resisting it. We must allow the old to unravel so we can become whole. With patience and trust in the process, chaos yields to truth and wisdom. Each stage of awakening brings us closer to understanding our eternal nature. The final painful aspect of a spiritual awakening is that it strips us bare of all outer layers and labels. It leaves our true selves exposed and vulnerable. Once comforting identities and assurances leave us, we see the inner voice was never us. The real us is the observer, consciously choosing amidst the mind's churning. We are neither victims nor saviors, sinners nor saints. We are part of life's flow, seeking true connection. Awakening requires shedding stories of who we thought we were. Those illusory identities must fall away, like clothes we have outgrown. What remains is our authentic being, naked and unadorned. This rawness allows greater intimacy with ourselves and others. No more hiding behind pretense and projection. Awakening strips you down to core essence. Spiritual awakening is not a gentle process. It is a radical rebirth filled with growing pains. This journey tears away society's comforts, exposing and liberating the glowing spirit underneath. Your awareness is set free from the confines and limitations of the egoic mind. No words can fully encapsulate the splendor and terror of this transformation. Awakening is a lived experience, a sacred dance known only to the dancer. But rest assured, these growing pains sculpt emotional resilience, strength of spirit, and inner wisdom. In the comments below, let us know how you're progressing in your own personal discovery. You are an inspiration to others. And to continue to discover more about your spiritual journey, watch this video next.